Hello people and welcome to watch yet another Carcassonne Champions League qualifier match. As you can see by the title, it'll be StevenChangTW versus Leuschi. So Taiwan versus Germany. Both players now with one win each. We are playing in the upper semi-finals of Group E. Steven Chang was able to get his opening win against Michaels, and Leuschi getting their opening win against Nicola Colne. Of course, the honorary titles of Steven Chang, so Po-chun Chang of Taiwan, and for Leuschi it's Andreas Leuschner. Both players. Actually, I'm not sure what their rating is at the moment. I think they are, I would expect them to be at least 500, which if they are not, I would be very, very surprised. Maybe about, yeah, 600 for Leuschi, and for Steven, they are at 655, so a small advantage for the Taiwanese player with with over 8,500 games of experience, with 6,000 wins. And for Leuschi, I think it's a bit less, actually. I forgot to check. Uh, Actually, yeah, it is way smaller for Leuschi. It's Leuschi at the moment sitting actually at less than 1,000 games with a few hundred friendly games. So his win percentage is not really that great, but I can assure that he can be a tough bite to have, as I have played against him in the 2024. No, sorry, not in the 2024, but in the 2023 Carcassonne Champions League season. So when the league was introduced to the world the first time, and Leuschi actually did pretty well. Uh, he managed to get into the top 16. So the same as yours truly in 2023. Since we have still 1 minute to go, let's take a very quick look if these players have met before. Although I do have my suspicions that they have not, given the rather small amount of total games that Leuschi has under his belt. And well, there actually has been one. Wait, what? Carcassonne? This is weird. Most frequent players Steven Chang won 0 wins in 1 games, but there's no games history. That's okay. That's weird. Well, so there either is or there is not a game between them. But at least after today, there will be. Starting player advantage goes to Leuschi, and this is of course played with a real-time format, with a slow time format with increment of 40 seconds, which means that the starting player is also going to be alternating. Steven with a wonderful tile with a road monastery, finishing the road on the other end and grabbing the monastery for 4 points, and he's now going to be able to build his monasteries efficiently alongside his city. Not to mention that he now, at the moment, he has a very little amount of tiles that he cannot take full advantage of. But that is now reduced into, well, let's say increased the amount of tiles that would be extra efficient for Steven to quite a many after Andreas makes the attack on the city, is now controlling this square right here of 2 meeples of Steven, and also continues to control the squares around the monasteries of Steven, which I do fancy quite a lot. Now there's a possibility that Leuschi is going to be blocking this square right here, blocking the meeple of Steven, blocking the other meeple of Steven, so both monasteries, and then he's going to later on force this 1-point meeple to either unify or to get blocked as well. So potentially 3 meeples of Steven are gonna get trapped unless he manages to save this square when the opportunity comes. For Leuschi though, no blocking platforms so far, but finds a decent move, so now removes indeed the splitter option from his opponent, and I assume Leuschi will now go for the attack, or the full block, which he should absolutely do, or go for the full block over here, which might even be better. I do like both a lot. Oh, no, 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 why? Why? What? This is absolutely useless. This this is like the worst move you could do. This is an absolutely nothing move. It's so bad. It achieves nothing. Like, you cannot complete this city without Steven's meeple getting joined. And Leuschi is just continuing on building this city as if it was his already, which it really isn't, because this meeple can connect at any point here now. This is so this is not 600 level plays, man. Like, this is Leuschi giving a lot of leeway here for Steven, and I feel like it has to bite back. Like, when if the time to start the full block is not like with these tiles, well, like, when is it? Ay ay ay. Leuschi goes for the 2 points, assumably, over here. Yeah. And I mean, I'm just waiting for the tile for Steven to connect over here, and then really be able to just say that all of these tiles have been used then for nothing for Leuschi, because he has not been able to successfully make the block. So now he can still go here, can start a city, can threaten either the unification or the block, or do the same over here. Like, both are like great moves. But like, the fact that he's even thinking about doing anything else here really bothers me. And I mean, honestly, yeah, the fact that he has not gone for the blocks with these tiles already, like, kind of tells me enough that he will actually just never go for these blocks, which I think is a huge, a massive mistake. Well, now he makes the blocking platform, but like, this is not like a good tile to make the blocking platform with, because now this allows the attack by Steven to attack this city with still 3 field Doritos and two dividers just in case. And now he makes the blocks, and now there comes the connection, which has been like really anticipated for the entire game now, and to which Leuschi could have had so many chances and so many better opportunities, so many better timings to do, and now he has to invest another meeple to the city, which would not have been even necessary had he gone for the full block earlier with correct tiles instead of just building up a shared feature. Like he has lost so many turns because he has not went for the blocks. Like this one was just like perhaps even well, like one of the worst tiles to go for the blocks because like it's so easily defendable. Four points for Leuschi, and who still miraculously is ahead on the scoreboard, but not anymore as Steven gets his people out. Is equal on the scoreboard, has two 8-point monasteries with still 5 tiles to liberate them, which in some cases will also give an extra city to the field. Gets back his road as well. Is actually now ahead on the scoreboard with an easily recoverable meeple from this loop road over here. Excuse me, this is Leuschi's, uh, Leuschi's field, which might become 6 points, but unless there are like two field Doritos getting drawn before a divider, then I kind of doubt that Steven is gonna go there. And Leuschi playing with fire here. It's like with so much fire because of the two remaining. Yeah, with the two remaining dividers, at any point, Steven, now having overrun the main part of the city, can just snatch himself a divider, go over here, finish the city, which Leuschi has been building up for half the game, and just score the points from it, and I just win the game immediately. And Steven, like, actually could just go maybe over here, even though like initially it looks kind of mate because it starts a city on your opponent's field. Then I mean this city though it's worth 6, 10, 11, 15, 16 points. This is also fine. Just attacking the field, seeing that Steven is 24 points ahead on the scoreboard, and even with the unification of the second people of Leuschi, like these like these points are never going anywhere. Plus 20 on the scoreboard. One monastery for Leuschi. Leuschi gets the connection, sure, but he's gonna expose the attacking platform, which Steven is not gonna be able to use. However, he might be willing to go maybe over here or over here, just so that if Leuschi is gonna be able to find himself an attacking tile, which he will for sure be attacking with because he's so far behind, then there would be those two dividers that could save Steven's game here. Straight road for Leuschi, and this is not the spot to which Leuschi should be using any of his tiles. Like because Leuschi's best plan of action is probably just to really go in to really now go for this city with a third meeple and try to actually win it outright, which was still possible because there was one field Dorito and one cow remaining, though now neither of those are in the deck. There are now no field Doritos or or cows remaining, but there is one extender though. So Leuschi honestly should be just going over here, I reckon. Especially now that he's losing the 9-point field and still minus 11 on the scoreboard. This is equal, well, let's say actually minus 8. And then after this unification, he's going to be equal. Well, actually, hold up a second. Now equal on meeples +1, +4, and this. Well, actually, his position isn't that bad. Like he's down, like well, actually, he's up by 2 points, assuming that these fields are unified. But potentially down by 1 meeple if this loop is gonna come back. Which I'm really surprised at how close this game is, given how poorly I think honestly Leuschi has played this. Steven with the city cap now has to find some value to it. And potentially, well, what type of value can he actually find for it? He could go over here maybe, drop a farmer. Is that any use? Go over here, start a new city. Sure, I guess. There are still city caps to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, still actually 6 city caps even after the divider, which is quite a lot. Leuschi, the best course of action is probably to just take the points over here, or he might drop a farmer, which is also not a bad move at all, because there is still a regular monastery and a road monastery to go, and maybe even a vanilla, and there is indeed a vanilla. 4 points is reasonable though. And Steven not getting a city cap, but gets himself to take 3 points, although that does expose an attacking platform to the city because the extender still is in the deck. But are there any attacking tiles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are no Doritos, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are no Doritos, no triple cities. So this actually exposes no attacking platforms at all because there are no attacking tiles. Actually, never mind. There is one attacking tile, and it is the divider, because either player who feels like they are losing could then go over here with a divider and try to not just overrun the city, but also complete this city for like a gazillion points with a 50-50 chance. So, for Steven, do you feel like you are behind or not? Do you want to risk making the platform for 1 extra point? Or are you just patient and just take 2 points and rely on getting quick point tiles? Also, is this blocked? I don't think it is, but yeah, it's not blocked, so Leuschi does connect. Although now it does open up an easy possibility for Steven to get a city cap and place another farmer, which he will do. And Leuschi will have to sacrifice some resources to try and block this guy, but not with this tile, as it is not possible to do so. Instead, Leuschi will likely just take 8 points for the monastery, and Steven connects. And the situation is such: Leuschi winning on the scoreboard by 1 point, having this 3-point field for to getting had +4, 12 for the monastery, plus 9 for this, and 1, 2, 3, down by minus 10. Yeah, 10 points down, and has to figure out how to attack this field, because nothing else will work, really. Well, I guess something that might work with 3 remaining tiles is like getting a city cap scoring 7 points with this guy, and then another city cap claiming this for 11 points, and that would actually get him the win if there are no crossroads, no curvy tiles to go over here, and no city tiles whatsoever to go over here, which seems very unlikely case actually. Even though I do not know the remaining tiles exactly. But so I do know that there are no triple cities, there are no Doritos, there are no splitters. The road monastery is there, which is actually one of those tiles that will not be suitable for Steven. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one crossroad, and it is a city crossroad. Steven gets a useless tile for him. So that's actually one of the outs that Leuschi needed Steven to get. But it also does mean that the option to attack this field via the road monastery is now gone. So Steven likely gonna be going just maybe over here to take away this 3-point option from Leuschi. Although I actually don't think it would be a winning opportunity for Leuschi, but it will be taken care of. Yep. Leuschi with a troop divider, which is not that great of a actually it is great of a tile, because he can just go here and give himself some cities on his field, because there might still be, and I'm pretty sure there is, a vanilla to then go into this square with, and there might be even multiple vanillas. Whoa, 1, 2, 3. There are then actually only one vanilla, but one vanilla, and this city crossroad. So then potentially 2 new cities for Leuschi on his field. No, I don't think that it's a good route to go, because he is giving back a meeple to Steven, and Steven will be making a 6-point move here. Yeah, like sure, it was 6 points immediately, and then gives also this, but the fact that it gives back meeples to Steven is something that I think we should be avoiding. Although, actually, is there a dagger to go here? Wait. Ah, no, there isn't. No, there isn't. Okay. But Leuschi gets a starting tile, which means that there is now the remaining tiles are a city crossroad and something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are no regular curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No straight roads. What is it? Some kind of city cap? Still? No tube dividers. Oh, the extender. Of course, the extender. So the extender and the city crossroad. So how can Leuschi try and win with those tiles? It's it is a tall order. I mean, he can score 5 points for the divider, and with this 4 points for the row. Actually, no, because he was able to score 5 points for this. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, this is good, because actually Leuschi had to rely on Steven getting well, actually, like more so like not getting this, or if he gets this, then make sure that cannot go here. So this actually this isn't actually like more accurate because it would be 5 points for the road anyway. So I think, yeah, I think Leuschi would still, yeah, yeah, Leuschi would still be better off going over here for the 5 point road, and then I guess hope to get this or something. But 14 points for, oh yeah, 14 more points for Steven is unfortunately way too much for Leuschi to handle, and I think he can only really blame himself because he did not take the opportunities that he had available with like a very early on with this city. Like he did not utilize those opportunities. He just like really made his position way more difficult than it needed to be. Like with really like no upsides. Like he just kind of played these very chickeny moves and just went for the well basically for nothing, for just adding singular points to his ruin, with well to his supposedly ruin, which he assumed that he was going to be able to block um, Steven's connection, but he didn't even try to do that at like any point almost. And he does pay the price. 1-2 for the Taiwanese player. And also with the starting player advantage, which he has utilized by taking the first city. Leuschi going with a triple city trying to attack it, although I think it would have been better to go for the road, which would be the more standard way to go on the higher levels. Well, Leuschi having a really easy decision actually, just going over here, starting a new city, finishing his own road for 4 points. And for Steven, really just going over here, I guess, building up his monastery, getting a shielded tile for himself, all is well. Or maybe he feels maybe he feels feisty, going over here, just attacking the 1 point city of Leuschi and not allowing him to use like extenders or just tube dividers, I don't know, something like that for himself, which he does. Also adds the monastery point, of course, that way, and builds another spot for the monastery. Leuschi going for the harassment of the city, also trying to deny the extenders or tube dividers, or just like in general most city tiles, so city plus field tiles from going into this spot right here. Unfortunately for Leuschi, it is unsuccessful attempt, but he can continue on the path of blocking. Going actually over here would have been, I think, a lot better. Denying this guy from being able to draw a divider, and also like in case this square gets saved, then Steven is gonna have to try and Steven is gonna have to invest a tile over onto this shared feature. And if this square gets blocked, then maybe the road can even be turned with two curves and directed to the same blocked square, getting really two birds with one stone. Straight road, follow she. Not all that much to do. He could go over here, still deny the divider, which is still an issue. Like, he really needs to do this at some point. And this is, like, actually a very good time to do so, because, there's just, like, really no real, like, other that useful of a move. like this is understandable, like adds just 1 point to his monastery, but like he's gonna have to fill this square at some point, and he has now made it a bit more difficult. Or also, of course, the alternative is that he goes over here with the city plus road tile, blocks this square, and then blocks both monasteries, because this red monastery is way more easier to now uh, release than the monastery of yellow. But this is, of course, the perfect time to do so for Steven. Releases the monastery with another monastery, and Leuschi is, well, I mean, he could go over here, I guess, but it's a shielded tile. It's a bit it's a bit inefficient to use shielded tiles on shared features. Also, maybe you could go over here to use to use the shielded tile to to again try to prevent the divider from happening. But does go for the release of the monastery, and also drops a farmer, which I think is not really needed. But there is some potential on this field, like 3 points. This might become another city, and there are some green squares. Maybe we even here with like a straight road plus a curve, we can expand the field to like 6 points, 9 points, whatever. But I feel like right now, Leuschi is like really like ignoring this square for too long, and I feel like it's not like in like 75% of the cases when Leuschi seems to have no intention to go here with anything, well, with like absolutely anything, it's gonna not go down so well for him, because in 3 out of 4 games, Steven will draw this divider and will separate his meeple, and then this guy, this yellow meeple will be just sticking here to like 4 points or maybe 5, 6 until the end of the game. Well, finally, Leuschi decides to do something about the divider threat. And well, it does decide to do so with a city tile, which is not as efficient as a road tile would be, because city tiles are usually more valuable, and in this case it would be that as well. Maybe like going over here, adding potentially 2 points to your own city. But at least the danger has been dealt with, so that's good. Steven taking the 3 points and making some making some unwanted attacking or harassing platforms to the 1 point city of Leuschi, and Leuschi gets the divider and goes for the attack on the shared feature here, which is a very reasonable move. Also, could I go over here, maybe just even drop another farmer and leave an empty city cap on his field, but yeah, both are fine. This certainly carries out a lot of good outcomes. Well, let's say yeah, at least good potential outcomes. And Lois needs to decide now whether he wants to have a 75% chance of finishing the city, or whether Steven has the chance to go over here and reduce those chances to only 50% of connection, and still needs to then actually draw the starting tile, which is the last of its kind, into this square. And if you're Steven, do you meeple this, or do you just go for the 25% chance of this city being just completed? And Steven says, no, I am ahead enough. I can sacrifice a second meeple into actually a winning mini battle in 50% in 50% of the cases, and in the other 50% it's going to be just an equalized battle for this city. Leuschi, in the meanwhile, has been able to get another city cap and go for the second farmer onto this field. Looks to be having ideas of getting like a curve over here, a straight road over here, and unifying all three farmers, which seems like an actually decent plan. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe like 8 with with good luck, and 8 cities controlled by 3 farmers starts to be a very reasonable amount. Although generally you wouldn't really want to drop a third farmer on the same field until your opponent has dropped at least one. So the meeple disadvantage is very likely actually gonna be a real issue here for Leuschi, because he only has one meeple to work with. Like this will not be recovered, 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 and not be recovered. And so Leuschi will not be able to really take use of monasteries, and his only point scoring opportunities are really just city caps and like quick point tiles. And he is indeed doing that, so he is laying down these quick point opportunities for himself. And crossroads are certainly a good addition to have to try and get quick points, so he can go over here, get 3 points for the road, one more point to the city, 3 more points because he adds a city to his field, like a 7-point move. Why not? Especially when we have only one meeple, we shouldn't really be afraid of creating these long-ish roads, which our opponent might or might not take. Road Dorito for Leuschi, not much to do with it. I guess... Well, what does he do with it? I guess he can... I don't know, just dump it somewhere. I don't actually even see any value anywhere out of this tile. Uh, yeah, sure. Maybe like creating a bit of a loop road here. And Leuschi does get the quad city, which is absolutely fantastic tile for him. Is able to connect, well, first of all, is able to connect these cities together and then have the starting tile as as an out to get 2 meeples back into his hand, and 3 points for the road, and 3 points for the field. And also he's gonna save himself 2 points for this winning mini battle over here. So absolutely fantastic tile for Leuschi. City caps, of course, are a decent add for Leuschi as well. Could go over here maybe, add and just drop a city cap on his field without a meeple, without a meeple, of course, because there was this 4-point road to be taken care of, and there are quick point tiles to be scored in the deck, such as this one. And some, well, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's still one more crossroad as well, and and 2 horses. So Leuschi will actually be losing points when because he does not have a meeple in hand. So he has now already lost 3 points because of this investment of a meeple. And like in Leuschi's position, like you just don't have to meeple these city caps, because like they are on your field. They are only 1 pointers for Steven, and Leuschi is counting on Leuschi is counting on on a on a um, better than average like tile draw right like as of right now. Also gets the starting tile, and Leuschi has now lost 6 points as a result of me pulling this here city. Not being able to score the 3 points for the road or the 3 points for this road. So 6 lost points because of the decision to meeple this 1 point city right here. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal, especially because Leuschi is down on the scoreboard by 18 points. Despite having this nice field, which is now worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 points, getting him at +3, at +5, +3, -5, -4. Yeah, Leuschi is still at -4, which could be +2, and with only one meeple less in hand, as opposed to 2 meeples less in hand and -4. Could be a lot better position for him. Steven is very likely to simply take these 2 points over here for the road, or go here to take 2 points, though I think I would prefer this a bit more, simply because if you are ahead, you don't want to really create any type of ruins, because then those will be potential like rather nice scoring opportunities for your opponent. But if you are the one to draw the ruined tiles and you have 4 meeples, then why not? So we go now over here, we take a 6-point ruin, and yeah, we just wait for like city caps, finish this one, drop a farmer, all is well. Leuschi with the score, not with the scoring tile, but gets an 8-point monastery, and is now at -2. Sorry, I think -4 actually because of these. So -6, 12, yeah, -4 still, and still 2 meeples less. Although now arguably it's a bit worse position to be at, because his meeple disadvantage is a 3 against 1 meeples as opposed to 4 against 2. Steven goes for the field, of course, and Leuschi, do you go here with the 4th farmer just to try to be extra efficient? I don't think you will. Yeah, just goes for the city instead, although this... Yeah, he goes for the city meeple, which I have to say is really bad, because there are already 2 city caps on Red's field, which Red will always take before taking the city cap over here. So there's no need to meeple this empty city cap. Like, just save the meeple in your hand for better times. A road has been taken by Steven, now just trying to score with his remaining meeples wherever he can. And Leuschi finds a nice move here, restricting the road of Steven and denying him the extra point that he could have now gotten otherwise. But Steven does have a chance up in his sleeve, which... Or does he? Well, actually, no. Actually, there are no road monasteries. Actually, there are no monasteries at all. So this meeple is going to be blocked, because even if there were vanillas, which I doubt actually, then the vanillas would be going over here every single time. Leuschi finishes the city, drops a farmer to be extra efficient and to make sure that he will never find himself finishing with a meeple surplus. Now he's going to be able to score 3 points for these quick point tiles, which is absolutely fantastic for Leuschi and something that he does certainly need. And actually his position has slowly turned into something rather okay-ish, maybe. Scores these 3 points, sure. Yeah, actually, which is maybe even better so. And for Steven, actually, yeah, Steven can't really try to unify these fields, because if he goes here, he just adds 3 points to Leuschi. And if he goes here, it's the same thing. He adds 3 points to Leuschi. Like Steven needs to like wait for Leuschi to go here or here before he can actually like unify these farmers in a meaningful way, so that it would actually benefit Steven, which is pretty funny. 9 points ahead is Steven at the moment. 10, 11, 15, 23, 26, 29, 37, 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 3 actually is Leuschi at the moment. But the city caps on this field are a problem. If there is even a single city cap remaining in the deck, Steven has winning chances here. Leuschi with a city cap of his own could go into +4 lead, or could do maybe something like this: add a 3 point, yeah, just add 3 points to his city to his field over here. It's gonna depend on how many city caps are there exactly remaining in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Was it 23? I think it was actually the final city cap, which I think has just saved Leuschi from losing this game. 3 points for Steven, and Leuschi is still at +3. And now gonna go over here for +4 to get him at +7, and it does not even matter if there is a connection tile over here for Steven, which there is not, and Leuschi will actually take over. Yeah, Leuschi will win this game by like 5 points, 4 points or so, which honestly I'm not sure if I would have believed that a moment ago, but this field and all the city caps that Leuschi drew were absolutely needed, necessary for Leuschi. Like every city cap that he drew was away from the point scoring opportunities of Steven. Like one city cap, two city caps, three city caps, and unfortunately for Steven, his good setup did not end up working because he drew a none of the remaining city caps. And also the fact, of course, that Leuschi was able to somehow still get the 25%er over here, first with the quad city and then with the starting tile, even though he missed out on 6 points when meeple in the city, was able to retrieve some of his meeples and was able to score with those in a more efficient manner that Steven was able to do. And the game at a duel is equalized. Now, if Leuschi just like keeps his cool and goes for like and goes for setups as opposed to just playing like safe, then he should be having a decent game here, as we have seen. Well wishes in the chat. Andreas wishing luck to his opponent, which is of course never actually meant. Steven being more careful and only wishing Leuschi to have fun but not luck, which is something that I could actually believe. Leuschi with an early farmer, and looks like it's gonna be a rather nice field. Already 6 points, and gonna be likely 9, and then still has room to grow more, which could be done now. Maybe here. Sure, this is all right. Trying to cause attacking, trying to get attacking platforms going, or maybe just trying to cause some restrictions on this 8-pointer, but unsuccessfully so. Should be meepling this road, and he does, to not allow a longish road of Steven to be formed for free, like a curve here, straight road here, curve here, and getting all these juicy points. Even goes with another meeple on the road, which is really greedy, but I do like it at this stage of the game, when there are still so many curvy tiles, and even if this connection is to be reduced into yeah, even if the connection is to be restricted, or this square is to be restricted into a crossroad, there are still 7 of those remaining. So not really a dangerous one to make, but one that has upsides. Steven makes the attack on the field, which actually in a very interesting manner, but I like it. Leuschi responds in a good way. Well, first of all, it's a very efficient response, because it's going to not only put him ahead again on the field and grab a 6-point part of the field, it's gonna of course render this meeple basically useless, but it's also going to create this full blocking platform onto this city, which was I on mute? Damn, I might have been on mute. So what I was saying was that Leuschi finds a nice way to equalize the fields. Not just equalize, but to keep ahead on the fields with +1 meeple for 9 points, maybe even more, and to also make the blocking platform at the same time for this city right here. And now it's able to bank on the setup and block this city for good. However, despite a nice connection being made over here for Leuschi, then the other curvy spot is denied by Steven with a monastery with a curve reduced into a crossroad. But it's not really that bad still, because Leuschi has these meeples like very much recoverable in a very much recoverable state, let's say, and he's still gonna be scoring 3 points for this road in most scenarios. Steven getting the 4 points from this road over here just before Leuschi is able to do so, and Leuschi likely gonna be going over here to deny a monastery spot, which he does. Steven gonna be defending towards a road monastery spot, and if he decides to not do that, I would say that it, like, wherever he goes, it's not as strong as this move right here, and he does so. Does go for the setup. Now, of course, the finishing of this monastery is going to be reliant on the crossroad being drawn over here. So, as a matter of fact, it's probably like ever only going to be Leuschi who is going to go here, and it's going to happen in all likelihood before a road monastery is drawn. Steven finds himself with a well, actually with just another setup, with an unblockable setup. Although there could be some complications if there is a horse drawn here, because there's only one road Dorito remaining. But there are still 2 daggers and 2 city crossroads. So still 5 tiles to go into this square, from which 4 will be extra scoring tiles for Steven. And also finds another nice move here. So does now prevent the slightest possibility of a horse being drawn into this square. And Leuschi actually did also find a spectacular move here. First of all, restricting this square to the 2 remaining daggers, as opposed to the daggers, the Road Dorito and the City Crossroads, but also makes this 6-point city only being claimable, finishable, with the same dagger, and that is why this setup is so good, because both players need the same tile in same spots, but the upside from this spot for yellow is better than the well, let's say the scoring potential from this setup is better for Leuschi than the scoring potential from this dagger spot for Steven. But of course, as we saw, a dagger is drawn immediately by Steven, and now this 9-point spot, potential 9-point spot, still is very much valid for Leuschi. For Steven, only a 3-point spot, but if a dagger goes here, if a dagger is drawn, I am pretty sure that Steven is gonna have something more useful to do with it. Could have actually even maybe dropped a farmer right here for 6 points, but yeah, actually not, because even with the road monastery, it doesn't have a whole lot of expansion potential. It just has the 6 points. Leuschi does find the field to be valuable enough for him to spend a meeple on it, although it's still like not really a potent field to be expanded. This is a really nice move by Leuschi here. So creating a attacking platform to the 8-point city, or attacking slash blocking platform, and also creating another road monastery spot, because if Steven gets such a tile, it will always go over here every time. But if Leuschi gets a road monastery, he can claim potentially all 9 points later if this square is filled from here without giving a meeple back to Steven. Wonderful, wonderful move by Leuschi. Although now, he makes the road monster spot actually not as pleasing, which doesn't really work for him, because Leuschi is the player who is more likely to use this spot. And by making this monastery now like less recoverable, it's not really in his own interest. Steven draws the first of the two road monasteries, scores a 10-point move by finishing the previous one and the current one. Well, or let's say the previous one and the new one, and also getting, of course, a meeple retrieved into his hand. Now having the meeple majority with 3-2, and also somehow 30 points more on the scoreboard. How has that happened? Wow. 30 points more. Like these 8-point cities have just been stacking up the points, like 8, 16, 24, 33, 42, and then these roads right here, setups, yeah, just 50, 54, like so many setups here in this 58. Wow. And Leuschi's scoring for now is really abysmal, and his position also is really bad, despite having found some nice moves here. But with minus 34 on the scoreboard, minus 34 with 13 tiles with 13 tiles to go, and with meeple parity, or let's say equality, then there isn't really much that Leuschi is seemingly able to really do, because his fields are scoring like nicely with like 2 extra meeples, 15 points, but they are only like 15 extra points, and he doesn't have like any extra points like banked anywhere else. Well, I mean these 6 points, yeah, but like that's it. So minus 34, these are equal for the fields to minus 19, minus 13, 14, 20, 25, minus 31 with 1 extra meeple. Scores for the monastery. I mean, what else can you do, really? Sure, and I mean, well, Leuschi has to get the road monastery for sure, but is it even completable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not even completable, man. It's not even completable. Yeah, and I feel like when like even with the best tile possible, which would have been the road monastery for these spots, and then to complete it, it's not that, because now it is not completable. It's not really even like scoreable for Leuschi, because he doesn't get the meeple back, and he can't score enough with 1 meeple. Like there's absolutely no way. There's a 9-point setup here for him still. Actually, he can score for the road monastery, but not over here. He can score with the road monastery by going over here first with a dagger, claiming 6 points for the city, 3 points for the field, and then getting a road monastery, going over here, claiming a 6-point road and 3 additional points to the field. So that's 9 plus 9, which he now gets the dagger. So that's the first one, though. Even though, like as great as it is, even with the road monastery, which does go unfortunately to Steven, who claims a 9-point field and the meeple back from the road. I don't think it would have been like anywhere close to being enough for Leuschi, but it would have been a really pleasant sight to see. Leuschi making the 4-point move, taking 1 point to the ruin, and removing 3 points from the double scored city at the bottom. Steven even getting the 6-point road for himself, scoring and indirectly continuing the ruin, which he might be able to get some extra points to. Doesn't look like it. But a 3-point move is going to be made by Steven by claiming this ruin part, or by simply going over here for a 3-point field. Those are the two options. Decides to go for the ruin, Leuschi for the field, and that is the final thing that Leuschi will be doing in the upper bracket of this qualifier. Steven will be moving into the upper finals, and Leuschi will be relegated to the lower bracket to fight a bit of a tougher road towards the possible qualifying to the main stage. Still has to now win 3 matches, I believe. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But it could be, well, and it is going to be still a very, very long way for Leuschi to qualify to the main stage. 79 to 119, so 40-point difference is kind of brutal for the German player to end this match with, but such is the game. 2-1 victory for Steven Chang. And yeah, Steven will be playing against Fanatical Lime in the upper finals, and Leuschi will be relegated to the lower semifinals to be playing against Finland's Jonne Voronen, so Nappasaki, and yeah, which will happen next week, of course, and I do certainly intend to cover that match. For other matches today, we'll be having 2 more of those. We'll be streaming Mateusz Poslevich versus Ukas Britskat, so the fight of the Polish brothers. Well, not actually brothers, but in a uh, in a metaphorically speaking way, uh, the two countrymen at 17:30 UTC, and then we will also be in the same stream covering Norbert's 96 versus Camares. That's Jesus Camares versus it was. I mean, I think it was Strautings was the surname of Norbert's, but I have unfortunately forgotten the first name. But I will, of course, remind myself from it before we start the stream there. Actually, no, I think it's just Norbert's Strautings. Anyway, we'll get back to that at 17:30. For the other matches today, there are of course multiple of those. There is the Dr. Kai Han versus Terran being streamed currently by Uitsematse. Then there is the Q4 match, which I will certainly be watching, of Miss Penguin versus Oscar Henny of Mexico. Then I intended to cover James Papita earlier today because earlier it was scheduled to start at 1100 UTC, but it was moved to start just half an hour before I think like the main match for like on this channel today. So I will not be covering James Papita anymore, which is unfortunate. And then we have some additional some additional matches which are gonna be covered, I think, by Utse with Vaineria with Horim Mela versus with Horim Meja versus David 44, and then Lord Terrycloth versus David Faraci versus Thomas Jack. That's Thomas Roda is, I think, also going to be covered by Utse. And because I had not actually seen this match before, it has been very recently scheduled. So today, scheduled, then I might actually stay up until midnight and cover Tom DeSmet versus Thomas Rojas in Q3. So stay tuned for the more matches to come today still. For now, once more, congratulations to Po-chun Chang for winning your match today. And we wish the best of luck to Andreas. Well, actually, I don't wish the best of luck because he's going to be fighting against my countryman. I wish the worst of luck to Andreas um, in the lower semifinals against Jonne. But I do certainly hope Andreas will have fun. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. And if you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support my channel by subscribing or by liking the stream. Or if you're watching this afterwards, then leaving a comment at the comment section and letting me know what you think of this. I'll be seeing you again rather soon with some more Carcassonne Champions League qualifier matches. Bye for now.